The harp acrostic in Chapman's Iliad. In George Chapman's translation of Book 1 of the Iliad, a precise four-letter acrostic appears at a critical moment. When Thetis rises from the sea at first light, climbs Olympus, and kneels before Zeus to plead for her son Achilles. The opening lines of her speech form the vertical sequence H, A, R, P. Her sons petition Father Jove. If ever I have stood, aidful to thee in word or work, with this imploréd good, requite my aid, renown my son, since in so short a race thou confin'st his life. The word harp is not spoken aloud in the narrative. It is formed silently by the initial letters of successive lines. This is a classic acrostic, a message carried by the first letters of consecutive verses rather than by the words themselves. The placement is exact. Thetis is making a formal petition. She reminds Zeus of past services and asks him to honor her short-lived son, who has been disgraced by Agamemnon. At the very point where divine favor is requested, the letters of a musical instrument rise into view. Apollo is the god of the lyre. The harp belongs to the same family of sacred stringed instruments. By allowing these four letters to appear here, Chapman inserts a musical emblem into a scene of intercession. The spoken prayer and the silent word occupy the same textual space. The distinction between lyre and harp was already familiar in late antiquity. The Latin poet Venantius Fortunatus drew it sharply, Romanus lyra, barbarus harpa. The Roman plays the lyre, the barbarian plays the harp. The lyre represented the classical world of Apollo, Orpheus and Greek song. The harp belonged to another lineage. Yet both instruments shared the essential idea that ordered sound can mediate between the human and the divine, Ravissant's writers could therefore place the harp within the larger symbolic field of sacred music without contradiction. Chapman's acrostic draws on that shared ground. This formal device gains further force from the surrounding action. Shortly before Thetis's ascent, Apollo has sent a strong favorable wind that drives the Greek ship back to camp after the return of Chryseis. Chapman describes the ship's sails filling and the waves roaring against its ribs. The verb he chooses is inspired. To breathe into Apollo animates the vessel by breath. The ship becomes, in effect, an instrument played by invisible air. The later acrostic then supplies the name of that instrument in pure letter form. The parallel with the Homeric hymn to Apollo is structural. In the hymn, Apollo leads Cretan sailors across the sea while playing the lyre. The men follow singing the paean. His presence is audible. In Book 1 of the Iliad, he does not appear with the instrument in hand, yet he still directs the ship's voyage through Rim. Chapman's English brings the two modes together, the audible lyre of the hymn and the breath-driven motion of the Iliad. The acrostic H-A-R-P completes the circuit by naming the instrument that the narrative has already implied. Chapman's method is characteristic of his densest work. He remains faithful to Homeric narrative while allowing the English verse to generate a second order of meaning, available only to the reader who notices vertical sequence as well as horizontal sense. The ship advances under divine wind. Beneath that advance, a stringed instrument is being played. The goddess speaks. Beneath her speech, the name of the instrument itself appears. The acrostic is therefore not a decorative flourish. It is a concentrated formal event that links petition, music, and divine breath in a single textual gesture. When the letters H-A-R-P rise at the moment of intercession, the poem records, in its own silent register, that the request has been heard in the key of music.